I decided to take my glasses off. I only really need them for when I'm reading. Do you sometimes always, just because it's convenient, just do something and you don't always need to do it? I like putting my glasses on the top of my head because then I know where they are. But it's funny because sometimes I'll put them somewhere else, like in a pocket. I'll hang them here on my shirt. And then I'll go like this. And then I'll go like this. And someone's thinking, what? Are you doing the sign of the cross or something? Do you ever do that? I like having my hair curly because when I have my hair curly, because it's curly, I can put my glasses up here and it just stays there. Whenever I have in the past blow dried my hair straight, it's too slippery and then they fall out and then the glasses break or get scratched. So that doesn't work for me. So I'm totally organizing right now and the place is messy because I was reading the directions for the 1099A. And I was like, you know what? I need to know about the 1099 OAD. And I'm looking everywhere. Where did I put that? And I started going through piles of my little baskets. And I ended up reorganizing things because you know what? It pays to be organized. It's not fun when you go to look for something and you can't find it. Oh, it's frustrating. So you want to make sure that you put everything in its home. Do you know that? Everything should have a home. We should always know where something is that we're storing. Do you have a place for your toothbrush? Yeah, it's probably inside of the cabinet, not left on the sink, right? You don't want to leave it on the sink because if other germs or anything happen to get on it or somebody goes, oh, look at that, I could use that to clean. You want to put your toothbrush in the proper spot and probably put your toothpaste if you use it. Some people use charcoal or make up their own type of coconut oil type of toothpaste. So everything has a home. You put your jewelry in a jewelry box maybe, or you hang it on some type of a jewelry rack. Look over there, I have spools on a cute little spool thing. That's for sewing. I haven't sewn in a long time, although I do little tiny things whenever Karma makes a hole. Or this needs to be taken care of right here. This is bad. Hello, what the heck is that? Is that like for my thumb there? I need to do something with that. So I will be using that and sewing because I like this Adidas sweatshirt. I like it because it has a hood and, you know, good stuff. Well, today is one of those days when it's really windy outside and I don't do very well in the wind. I don't know. Well, okay, I don't want to say that. I take that back. Let's reverse any curses here. Let's just say that when it's really windy, sometimes you feel a little off balance or I don't know. Things keep blowing around a lot, so you have to batten down the hatches. And I mean, when you're inside, that's one thing. But sometimes there's, I don't know if it's got to do with the electricity or the barometric pressure or something. But there's some people that whenever the barometric pressure that happens in the atmosphere changes, even little things like the hair changes, like the hair can go really straight. Have you noticed that your hair gets, when it's really windy, it gets really dry? There's no moisture in the air. It's really dry. Things get static electricity and your clothes can cling to you depending on what kind of material that you have. So sometimes inside of our body, in your brain, if you're forgetting to drink water or fluids, sometimes we can get dehydrated. And then when you get dehydrated, you feel really tired. Your tongue starts to look dry and you don't have as much moisture in your mouth. Your throat can get scratchy too. But anyways, this is one of those days where the weather is kind of dictating a little bit. It's not really too bad, but I can kind of feel after searching for the directions for the IRS stuff, which that right there is a little overwhelming too. Sometimes reading directions, can that turn you off? Do you get overwhelmed? Do you like look at the piece of paper and then you go, forget it? I don't want to look at this. Well, today I decided I have cabbage, you know, like lettuce, not like money or nothing, food. I'm gonna try to do something with cabbage. You know, I'm pretty sure that food affects us. You know, some people can't do cabbage because they get too gassy and bloated or something. But there's good vitamins in fruits and vegetables. Anyways, I thought I would prepare a little bit and show you some things that you could do. Also, another thing is oil, like coconut oil. And I have this big jar of coconut oil. It's for cooking. And I was down to the bottom and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna scrape out as much as I can. And I'm gonna put it on my little tray. I'm gonna use my toaster oven outside. I like to do that. It looks like fat. You know why? Because it is. It's fat. It's not necessarily coconut meat, you know. If you licked it or ate it, this is just oil. It's greasy, very greasy. And you can kind of tell that it's not that hot here because this would be all liquid if it was that hot. So when I was studying neuroscience, yeah, I took a class in neuroscience. I did. It was very interesting. At that time, my mother sent me an email and it was talking about eating coconut oil. That actually it's good for you to ingest fats. And at that time when I was going to school, getting my psychology degree, there's a lot of pressure when you go to school, a lot of reading, a lot of assignments, a lot of classes. You get really stressed out. Stress is not good. Stress can do a lot of things. Can give you pimples, make you lose sleep, make you grind your teeth. Can cause bad things to happen. If you have too much stress, it's kind of like a little eggshell phenomenon. It's really interesting. You know how the eggshell is really hard on the outside? Well, when you're stressed out, and that can happen in any situation, whether you're at home or at school or at work or at play or just anywhere, you can get totally stressed out. So what happens is we have calcium. We have minerals in our body. And when you overdo it, when you're really at the point of stressed out, and that can happen even with trauma, even with bad things that happen, can cause you a lot of stress. And you get like this eggshell phenomenon where the calcium is high and it is kind of protecting your body because you're overdoing it. Maybe you're overcommitting. I'm not saying with relationships necessarily, but I'm saying with your activity. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe too much reading. Maybe you're wearing your glasses too much. And you need to exercise your eyes every once in a while too. You know that, right? Try to not use your glasses. See if you can see. I'm seeing just a little bit blurry, but I need to exercise my eyes because when I do read things, especially on the computer, with my glasses, which are prescription for reading, and if you keep wearing them all the time, well, they say that your eye muscles, can get weak and depend on the glasses. So back to that coconut oil, it was interesting. My mom had sent me an email about people with Alzheimer's. And at the time, I was doing a report on Alzheimer's. And they were showing us about this sticky tar-like substance that gets in the neurofibular tangles, gets inside of your brain. And it's like stick glue inside your brain, in your mind, in your brain. Kind of like tangles on your hair, you know? I'm a hairdresser. So you know how like there's little fibers of your hair on the outside of your scalp called your hair. This is all dead stuff, by the way. It's not alive. The only part that's alive is on the inside of the scalp where it has a root bulb, and there's like papilla, the papilla, and it's connected to the nerves and the blood flow and the oil and all that. That's the part that's alive. That's why when you pull your hair, ouch, it hurts because it's attached to the nerves in there. But here, if you were to cut it, it doesn't hurt because this is dead stuff, like your fingernails. Your fingernails, when they get long, it's extra keratin, just like this. Human hair keratin, it's protein. So what I was trying to say is that when you're overtaxed and you're stressed, inside the mind or the brain, you can get like sticky tangles. And you forget things a lot. You're like, where's my keys? Did I eat breakfast? What day is it? What day is it? Hey, what day is it? Stuff like that. And it can happen to you when you're young too. Although with Alzheimer's, that generally happens when you're older. I don't necessarily know if it's because you're lacking oils, but we have been taught that after age 40, you're not producing as many oils. Like when you're a teenager, you have a lot of oils. Sometimes that's why you got acne. And when you get older, you don't produce as much oil. So that's why you need to get some oil. And you need to put it on your skin. You could put it on your hair. You can eat it. You can put like a tablespoon in your soup, coffee. I know it sounds gross. Kind of makes it like the other day I went to the dentist. She was so cool. She's putting petroleum jelly, I'm sure. But it would have been better if she would have gotten coconut oil. And she's putting it on my lips like that. Because she had me like a crocodile. She was filling in the back teeth because apparently Karma, my dog, hasn't been telling me that I grind my teeth at night when I'm sleeping. I haven't noticed it lately. In the past, I have noticed it, especially when I was really stressed out going to school. But I haven't noticed it as much, even though there's plenty to be stressed out about. And it was interesting at the dentist, she was putting on petroleum jelly on my lips here, you know, because she had that air sucker thing, sucking out all the moisture out of my mouth, so that when I'm laying down in the position for her to do my teeth with my mouth wide open like a crocodile, boy, was my mouth dry. And you can kind of hear my throat sounds a little dry too. Yeah, it was a long time, couple of hours. So you see how one thing can lead to another thing? That's why we need to take care of ourselves on all these little things. Anyways, what was I thinking about? See how you kind of maybe forget? Yeah, with the wind, taking away some of your moisture, making your hair straighter. Also can take away the moisture in your face, your skin. Do you get kind of really dry when it's windy? Your mouth, you need to drink more water. Because your tongue gets icky like that. So I was saying, you could put some of this on toast, put a little bit of cinnamon, a little sugar maybe, and it would be kind of like butter. But we're gonna make some food using some coconut oil because of the weather. It's dry, plus the chemtrails don't help. Chemtrails are the things that they're spraying way up in the very high military airspace. When they do that for weather manipulation to make it windy on purpose, and then to make it rain on purpose, we need to stop it. It's terrible. But this is, I'm going to show you what you can do with this. This is one recipe, and I'm operating very slowly because I am tired and I'm dehydrated. And I do need to eat something and to drink something too. So put it on this little tray because this is going to go in my toaster oven. And then I got myself some cabbage at the store. It's kind of a weird shape. I was almost wondering, is this plastic or is this real? I do smell a scent, so I guess it's not plastic. But anyways, you can go ahead and cut it. Cut out the, see this, like the root part? You can plant this in the ground. So plant it in the ground and water it, and this will start growing a cabbage for you. Anyways, you're gonna chop it up really good. And then you're gonna kind of saute it, you know. You can do this in the toaster oven. You can do it in a saute pan. My daughter makes it really good. You can also add onions. I'm gonna chop up onions, and it's gonna be good. You could put salt and pepper. Maybe you could put rice vinegar. But these vitamins, probably there's folic acid in here. That's good for your hair and your skin. But we need to eat good food, okay? I don't think this is plastic, but I've seen some weird videos about lettuce or cabbage being plastic or something rubbery. But we need to eat good food. We need to take it easy. We don't want to stress ourselves out. You definitely don't want to be grinding the teeth. I know you got to wear those night guard things. I got to get in the habit of doing something like that. I don't really want to do that. But you don't want to have to go to the dentist, have them grind down the teeth, or not grind down, have them fill up the teeth because you've been grinding. What I'm saying is that we have to take care of ourselves. Sometimes the more you learn about all the deception and the more you analyze, sometimes you get a little weary. You get stressed out. You feel paralyzed and you don't know what to do next. So today, when I was looking for that IRS form because I wanted to read it, Because, you know, when you want to text some information, you want to make sure you're right. You don't want to give wrong information. So I was looking to take a picture of it. I still haven't found it, what I'm looking for. But what I did decide to do was, and I'm going to cook that food eventually. I decided to look for some type of a little accordion file that wasn't being used. And I thought, I'm going to put my postal stuff in here, so I don't go postal. So I don't lose things, because it's easy, even if you're in a small area, to lose something because you can't remember where you put it. And so I thought, well, I'm going to get this little accordion thing. And I'm going to put some labels on it. And I did. I put some labels, and I decided I'm going to do the post office forms and receipts, and maybe put my stamps in here too, the different denominations of stamps. So we got the first one says 3811. I gotta use my glasses for this because I'm reading. 3811, sent out and received. So let me look in here and see. Put that first. This is the first one. What I'm going to do is the ones that I found over here, the sent out ones and that received and came back with the post office receipt, I'm going to put it in there, boop, so I know where it is. And then I do have that other, that postal book. I'm going to rip out the pages, I think. Still haven't done that yet. And make a record, because we got to have records of how many times we've done the administrative process, right? So then, let me see. The next one says 3,800. That's the ones that I've sent out. Let's see, the receipts, certified. So then you can put in, here's another one, the unused ones. Like you can get these and just put them in one of the things. And then you can get these 3811. This is for tracking when you send a letter and you want to get the signature, make sure that they got it. So this is going to go on another one. Because sometimes if you put it on your little table, I don't know, you could spill something on it. It could get dusty. It could get all crackly. You want to have these and do them at home and try to make a record. Because sometimes when you go to the post office, crazy things happen. At least in my post office, the little one that I go to. One time a lady was mailing a letter in a hurry. I could tell because her husband dropped her off in his truck right in front of the door. And I'm like, okay, that's not a parking spot. And I had to kind of wait for them to move their truck so I could go in the door myself. She's deciding she's going to throw that letter in there, and it stayed right there. So then she's pushing it through with her hand. And when she came back out, her ring, her wedding ring, her gigantic wedding ring, diamond, got stuck in the box. Not that blue box, but when you're inside the post office, just a slot. It's like maybe this big, that's it. She put her hand in there and she got her whole hand stuck. Crazy. So then the fire department had to come. I don't know what they did, put coconut oil or butter or WD-40, whatever they did, had to get her out of there. So, you know, so much commotion going on, then you got to wear a mask and all that jazz because of the pandemic. So I'm trying to read, you know, write all the things down. And, you know, I totally forgot on my GSA bonds to do certified because I was distracted from all the other commotion. But I think the GSA bonds probably should be registered, by the way, because it's money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. You want to register those, anything that's got money like that. Anyways, I'm learning. the more I read, there is the potential to get more stressed out because you realize there's so much deception going on. But you do need to take care of yourself. Take it slow sometimes. Try not to do too many things at one time, because you don't want to get neurofibular tangles and a little tar like stuff. And then you can't know what day it is or what time it is or where you're supposed to be next. You don't want to, blow a gasket. We have to make sure that we take care, know about the weather, know about the weather manipulation and what's going to happen next. I mean, because it does affect us. It really does affect us. Yeah, I need to sew this. I can't believe it. I'll probably stick my thumb in there and make it a glove. No. But I'm like in need of rest. So I'm going to make my cabbage with a little bit of coconut oil. I'm going to take it easy. I did get a little organized. I'm trying to put everything in its proper spot so I know where it is. So when I do need to take a picture of it or show somebody or find out the information, then I can do that. So that's my little message for today. And I hope that helps